David Bennett.
Thank you, Mr Chair. Thank you for the opportunity to talk in regard to KiwiRail today and just the importance that that organisation has to the future of this country as we look forward. We are a trading nation and we rely on getting freight to ports quickly, efficiently and in a timely manner. We also rely on taking freight from ports to New Zealand businesses. Now, the Labour Party wanted us to talk about Gisborne. Is the Gisborne line what you want to talk about? Well, we'll come to that, but we've got to look at the essence of what KiwiRail is there for. It is a major infrastructural asset that we have as a country. This government has committed to turning KiwiRail around. We have a turnaround plan which has this distinct government investment in that organisation, and it is in the best interest of KiwiRail and New Zealand business going forward. We want KiwiRail to be effective and to have a long-term strategy. To do that, KiwiRail needs to stand on its own 2 feet. And what KiwiRail has suffered from many years is political interference telling it how to run its business. And KiwiRail has then been required to do things which are not economically in its best interest and cost it money, and therefore it is not competitive. The thing we need to do with KiwiRail is let it be a business. Let it have the freedom to go out there and compete. Let it go out there and make decisions on where it wants to invest its money and not be told by people in this House how it should run its business just for purely political motives. The Labour Party brought KiwiRail back to do that. We have taken KiwiRail on and will make it run as a real business, and that is the defining difference between the two parties. When we look, you want to talk about the passenger train from Hamilton to Auckland. That's what Sue Moroney wants to do. This is Sue Moroney's election pledge for the last 2 elections that hasn't got off the ground. And it costs $15,000 $15,000 a year per passenger on that train. Sue Moroney wants to give 95 people a subsidy of $15,000 each for a year. Don't you, Sue? That's what it costs. Those are the numbers. The City Council said no. The Regional Council said no. But yet Sue Moroney went to the electorate year after year seeking that train, a train which hasn't worked in the past. And let's have a look. The trial they had during the World Cup, guess how many people went on that train?
5.
No, it's more than 5.
How many? 6.
6. It's more than 6. It's not many more than 6. Keep going, guys.
How many are in their family?
There's a potential. No, it's less than 20. It was 9. 9 people went on this great train in the World Cup to a rugby game that Sue Moroney said would be full. The great Labour Party geniuses of economic management that know better than KiwiRail management about how to run their own business said, let's have this train. Let's do it. It will be economical. And there were 9 people on it. Now, it's $15,000, Sue, if you've got 95 people. So if you've only got 9 people on it, how much is that subsidy for that train per year? It's a lot of money. That's what it is, Sue. It's a lot of money.
Order. Now, the member knows that he must use the member's full name. All right? And it's happened twice in this debate. The member knows the consequences of not using the member's full name or title. David Bennett. Member cannot say that. I'll ask the member to withdraw and apologise for that comment. Sue Moroney.
I withdraw and apologise. Order.
If it's on this matter, the member will be out of order. Sue Moroney.
I do wish to ask the chair to ask the member to speak to the Crown entity that he's actually asking to. He's supposed to be talking to.
I will decide on that about relevance. I know the member will come back to it. Now, David Bennett.
Thank you, Mr Chair. And KiwiRail is an important part of our infrastructure, and it has an opportunity in two areas, freight and passenger transport. And it works really well, rail works really well when you have a large contingent of freight in one place that wants to go to another place. And it works well when you've got a large number of people in one place that want to go to another place. And we have to be careful how we invest in Kiwi Rail to make sure they use that strategic advantage. And for example, Hamilton is a great place for a freight hub for Kiwi Rail, and we are working closely with Tainui to develop that at Ruakura. And that is in the best interest of Tainui, and it is in the best interest of the New Zealand economy, and will help us deliver those resources and that infrastructure to our people going forward. Passenger transport works well in Wellington and Auckland. Wellington is a very good place for passenger transport because it's a straight line. They live in one place and they work in another place, and it's not a great distance. And we are investing heavily in the passenger transport network in Wellington. And Auckland, it is important as well because Auckland is our biggest city and we need to develop that infrastructure. We've put $1 billion or so into the electrification of the Auckland network. That is a huge investment for the Auckland rail system. It is for passenger rail.
Members, the question is that the report of the Transport and Industrial Relations Committee on the 2010-11 financial review of New Zealand Railways Corporation be noted. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. I understand the next entity members wish to debate is Solid Energy New Zealand. The question is that the report of Solid Energy New Zealand.
Mr. Chair.
No, my apologies. Hang on.
That's right.
There's been some changes. My apologies. Yep. This one's here. The question is that the report of the Commerce Committee on the 2010-11 financial review of Solid Energy New Zealand be noted. And I call Eugenie Sage.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm pleased to take a brief call on the financial review of Solid Energy.